it's your girl Xee and Cyn, and we're back with another video. Today we are reacting to top 10 things in British culture impossible to explain to non-Brits. So,
I ain't non-Brits.
That's why I didn't point at you.
I'm British.
So let me see if I will probably catch it. I don't know. And we got this from Watch Mojo UK, and the link will be in the description below.
Okay.
So let's get into it.
Let's see. I've seen this one, so I want to know.
I love to laugh.
Toast, I've been meaning to talk to you.
You're talking to me now.
Yes. It's about the sense of humour issue.
I have a terrific sense of humour. It's just very dry.
Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things in British culture impossible to explain to non-Brits.
It's not quite nasal enough the way you're doing it, all right? You're not doing it the way he speaks. You're not doing it with the kind of... And you don't do the broken voice when he gets very emotional.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we'll be looking at a few causes of cultural confusion that are unique to the small island we call home. What do you find weird about the UK? Let us know in the comments.
Okay.
Number 10, Marmite. A dark brown savoury spread invented in the late 19th century and made from yeast extract sludge left over from brewing beer. Sounds yummy. Well, actually, it doesn't. But Marmite fans know the very real joy it can bring when spread thinly on hot buttered toast, with a fresh brewed cup of tea to balance out the salty flavour.
It doesn't take long before new recruit Callum Howe finds another jar in a shocking state.
Oh no. It's baby one.
Okay, don't panic.
It's not been used in months.
Not all Brits feel the same though, and Marmite is famously marketed as a polarising food that you either love or hate. The proper stuff is only manufactured in the UK in the Burton-on-Trent Marmite factory. It's been there since 1902 and produces roughly 50 million jars in a year. And no, Australia, Vegemite is not as good. Number 9, public schools.
Yeah, we always hear that. It's like you either love it or you hate it.
You go in
There's no in between.
Yep, they go in the comment section and say, Island Girl, I can't stand it. Another person, another comment underneath.
I love Marmite.
I love it. And I'm like, I can't do without it. And then they have another person say, Island Girl, when I get it, spread it thin. I was going to say tin. Jamaican accent.
Oh.
Instead of saying thin, I mean, I say tin. On buttered toast. And another person said, no. Just toast the bread and spread it thin that you can hardly see it. I'm like, okay. But you guys gonna know what I think. But I'm like, is either you hate it or you love it. And that's what I realized with you British people. That's pretty much it.
I wonder how it tastes, but I didn't know it was salty. I just heard that you either love it or hate it. It's black, so it's salty. I'm something, is it kind of like, this is like what I'm trying to compare because I don't have it. I haven't tried it. Is it like salted butter in sense? Or like why do people love it or hate it? Like I wonder why does it taste
I think it's a strong
taste. That would make sense.
Yeah.
Because if it's strong, I might not like it too.
But crazy enough, he said they produce 50 million a year. And people hate it. And it's either they love it or they hate it. But that's a lot to produce each year.
Every year. Yeah, that's a lot.
So I'm leaning because it's just clicking in my brain. Even though I watched this already, I'm like, okay, but it's clicking in my brain. 50 million a year, that's a lot to be producing each year. So that means that people really love this thing. Let's continue.
Are private schools.
Settle down.
You'll often hear it said that our country is run by public school boys. However, this doesn't mean what it might in other parts of the world. It doesn't imply that these politicians went to state-funded institutions and pulled themselves up by their bootstraps, and most call themselves Number 8.
So public school are called private school, and private and public school are called state school.
That's like the opposite over here.
Look, but I get what they're saying. It's like, and then there's some private school are called private school, but it's the posh kind of kids in the public school. They call them the little flabby one that come from the little money. You understand? And then some state school. Oh well, there's some of them are charity. The public are charity to get rid of there. So, but I'm like, that's confusing as they come. If nobody explained it, I wouldn't understand.
No, because that would have kind of confused public for private.
Yeah,
like.
But they're so cute. And I love uniforms.
Like back home, we wear the uniforms.
In Jamaica, we wear uniforms
we wear skirts and I miss the
each
uniform.
School has a different color that represents the school.
I miss the uniform.
I don't know why they don't do it here because
only
private
schools do that.
I didn't even know private school here. I didn't know that.
Because celebrity kids, as the people be posting their kids, they wear uniforms to school.
Oh,
yeah. I'm like, why can't do that? Because we're too close for that. I don't get it.
No, but to me, it saves us money if your kid's in public school and state school. Let me clarify that. And wear uniform. That's less money that parents have to fork out. You know how often you have to buy regular clothes for kids? You have to make sure that they have at least 5 pair of clothes to go to school. And if they come in dirty, you give them extra clothes. They can't re-wear the clothes. Most of the time, kids don't re-wear clothes back to school the next day.
They don't, because it has to be cleaned and
exactly. So the uniform, to me, would have worked out much better. It saves parents money.
Yeah, I love the uniform.
I love it too, but
I miss it.
It is what it is. It's not the case here.
Insults are our love language. Terms of affection and endearment are different the world over. In the UK, you know that someone feels comfortable around you if they insult you to your face. Or they might just be rude.
They're not jokes as such. They're just little things to say. Yeah, it's probably fine in the hands of taxi drivers or cockneys or even Geordies.
When you've lived here long enough, you'll learn to tell the difference. Sarcasm may be the lowest form of wit, but it's also a great tool for masking social awkwardness. It stops conversations becoming too serious and fends off the Brits' greatest fear, earnestness. We spend so much time being generally polite, no one wants to put that wall up around their own friends and family.
You know what you are? You're a big bag of shit!
It doesn't mean we love each other any less, but where's the fun in life without some friendly teasing? Deadpan delivery required, of course. Number 7.
That makes sense. Oh, you're all blunt. What?
And I love it. But that's it. For them, it's form of a way of telling them that we don't hate you. We like you. What a way to tell somebody.
It's so messed up psychology. Like what?
Exactly.
Let me believe you.
Exactly. I'm like, you're telling me. And it helps awkward moments. And it helps you to feel comfortable with. And I'm like, seriously? How does that happen? Yeah. It makes no sense. But it makes sense. When you start to think you're playing with being sarcastic.
Oh, you guys are very sarcastic too. Some of them I don't get it. I'll admit that.
It flies over your head. And they're bantering. Yeah, that's another one you have to see.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
It's like it's bantering. They're making fun of you at your expense.
Oh yeah.
But they don't mean anything by it. And I always say, if somebody's bantering, it's nothing serious. You can't make fun of your own self. You can't laugh about it. You drop on your bum and you knock it hard, or some food catch it and it look awkward and somebody's laughing. There's nothing to be fully embarrassed about. Just making fun of you're laughing at yourself. You can't laugh at yourself. It doesn't make no sense to laugh with nobody. Since they're sensitive, guys. I'm Jamaican.
Town names and their pronunciation. British place names are famously difficult for tourists to get their head around. Even native-born.
She turned on.
Yeah. Bitchfield. These are actual names. How come we didn't see that in the video? We didn't see this in the video we reacted to about why British names are so hard to pronounce.
Guys,
should be linked.
We will link this one in this video. That is crazy. Look at that. No, who come up with this stuff? No, seriously, guys. Who comes up with this stuff? Nah. Let's continue.
Brits will get tripped up at some point. The English language has a checkered history. You can blame most of the confusion on the Romans, Anglo-Saxons, and the Vikings, also the French and the Celts. Being able to pronounce the name of Welsh village has even become something of a party piece.
Up the road from the temperature got to 21 Celsius.
When you take pronunciation out of the equation, however, there are still a lot of place names that sound like somebody might be having you on. From Fatty Head to Scratchy Bottom, there are oddly named towns in every corner of the British Isles. Number 6, the variety of accents.
Jeez! Who was drinking when they're coming up with these names? They were drunk out their mind.
But if you know,
It's so funny.
guys, this is funny. I'm like, these names. But that weatherman and the man just said, my hats to them.
I would have been bothered.
Because that can't go clack, clack, clack.
I'm like, L-Town is like, that would have been me. L-Town.
Can't.
Wow.
And it's the longest name.
It
too.
is.
And I don't know why they don't change it. They still keep it.
Yeah. They feel cocky because they can say that sort of like, you cannot bother. Because I don't know where to begin. Where do I begin and when do I start? And I can't.
Whoa.
Sense.
When it gets loudly, it gets very loud indeed. It gets very specific. It's not quite nasal enough the way you're doing it, all right? You're not doing it the way he speaks.
Every country has its own differences in dialect and accent, even if it's difficult for an outsider to hear the nuance. But for such a small place, the UK does seem to have a disproportionate amount of variety.
Yeah.
For a long time, a British accent was generally thought of as standard received pronunciation. But with the world opening up, regional accents are gradually becoming more familiar to foreign ears.
What I'm saying is that, like, they had themselves proper jobs, you know, for a gun till, then they wouldn't date. You know, a lot of them from broken homes.
Sorry, that was just a noise.
A Glasgow accent is very different from a Newcastle accent, which is different from a Birmingham accent.
You're a good man. And a good soldier.
People in the countryside don't sound the same as those in the town. Some people in Wales and Scotland even speak a whole different language.
Yep.
And nobody speaks like Dick Van Dyke. Bless him.
All right, I'll do it myself.
Number 5, hot and cold tack.
Wow. I didn't know. You know that guy that was talking? I did not hear a single thing.
The first one?
Yeah, I was like, huh? I did not catch a single word.
Ooh.
It was thick, but
Listen.
nice. Very thick.
Look, from Cockney to it doesn't matter what it is for me.
Doesn't.
It doesn't, and it doesn't matter the slang. It doesn't matter if it's coming from a male. It doesn't matter if it's coming from a female.
It's beautiful.
For her, it's sexy. For me, it tickles my fancy.
Same thing. She just want to get in trouble.
Listen, I just love it.
Yes.
And to me, it doesn't matter who is talking. I'm not just mesmerized. I'm like, okay, I'm grabbing every word, even if I can't understand. I'm grabbing every word coming out of it. Just the sound. Just open them out and say something.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a lot. They have
a
a
lot
lot.
of
I didn't realize the guy had so many.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
So many.
Wow. But I love it.
Apps.
Yeah, this is a big one.
There are a few questions that non-natives tend to have about British bathrooms. The no plugs thing is clearly a health and safety issue. The carpets are about keeping warm, but separate taps for hot and cold, they're a bit more difficult to justify. We do have our reasons, they're just not really relevant anymore. Historically, cold water came from the mains and was safe to drink.
I'm quite all right, Barbara. I ran it under a cold tap.
Hot water was a later addition to UK households. When it did arrive, it was usually heated in a tank in the loft. Therefore, it wasn't as fresh. Modern bathrooms do sometimes have mixer taps. They've just not really caught on yet. Number 4.
I remember we did a video on that. And, y'all came for us. But yeah, like older buildings have separate tabs, cold and hot. Well, now it's just, when.
But see, it's funny because the other videos didn't really explain why it was separate.
They didn't go into deep enough.
Yeah, so I was like,
because we thought they still had that going on. We're like, are you serious?
Yeah,
we were shocked.
So I was surprised when I heard it in this the other day saying, oh no, it's because the cold one came right through. You understand? And then the other one is heated and it's not fresh water flowing through, and thus the two different tap. And I'm like,
that makes sense.
Somebody could have said that a long time ago. But I get it. And then because the plumbing was already done, there was no point in changing over, which makes sense. But yeah, you still can't get used to that one.
The tea obsession.
Yeah.
No, Britain is not the only country to enjoy a nice cup of tea.
Do you know, I can't remember the last time I had a good cup of chai.
But we are quite singular in the way we take it. It's possibly only the Irish who also understand this one.
Oh.
For the real tea drinker, you must understand this is not just a casual beverage. It is usually an addiction begun in late childhood. A cup of tea can be a consolation, an offer of friendship, or a gauge of how long a visitor is going to stay. When a British person says tea, they do not mean chamomile or green or iced. They mean English breakfast, usually with milk and often with sugar. And please, don't leave the tea bag in the cup.
Tea Earl Grey hot.
Number 3, metric.
I wonder why. Don't leave the tea bag in the cup. I didn't know that.
That was a shocker to
Why?
me the other day. I'm like, so I've been doing it wrong this whole
Yeah.
time. But a few of my regular smugglers said, no, you can leave it in there to get that stronger
flavor.
But don't leave it in the pot. You know, some people put it in the kettle where the water
Oh.
to draw it,
And
don't leave it there.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, but it's interesting. He said, and I'm like, you know what? You're right, because a lot of times when you tell somebody to have a cup of tea, you know, they're not just gonna just drink and just walk away. It's like a time to just catch up. Because my neighbor always, see, Australians like to do tea too. Because my neighbor, she'd like to say, okay, come on over and have a. We need to have a tea, and we sit out the front and we drink tea and go in and she makes and we drink it. So yeah, you're right. It's catch up time.
Oh yeah. Because we said, even back home, when like a visitor comes, when you offer them something, we're gonna be talking for hours.
Yeah.
If I offer you something, I have you sit there, we'll be talking.
Yeah, not gonna run through the door.
No.
But it's crazy because they take tea to another level.
Oh yeah.
So it's not the caramel and the iced tea that
No
that
green teas, Lipton tea.
See, nah, tea for them.
I want to try that tea so bad.
Me too. I said I was gonna look at the twining tea that they have in the store, based on a video that I watched the other day on Island Girlz, and I'm like, I'm gonna look at twining and see if, but maybe our twining is not their twining.
Because they always ask something different in the US. I don't know. I don't get it.
Or imperial. The UK officially adopted the metric system in 1965. That's over 50 years ago. It's what they use in Europe. It's what we learn in school. It's a much simpler way of working things out, as you're working with units of 10, not 12. So why do we still weigh ourselves in pounds and stone, measure our height in feet and inches, travel in miles, buy beer and milk in pints? The older generation will occasionally still tell you the temperature in Fahrenheit. Shouldn't we have acclimatized by now? No one under the age of 70 grew up under the imperial system. Good luck explaining this to anyone outside Britain, because it makes no sense at all. Number 2, baked beans.
No sense at all. I love when he said it. Like, oh, okay.
But yeah, I don't know why I keep saying, just switch. I'm like, geez, but they're not going to switch at this point.
Years of
too,
using, like, what's the point of changing it now? They're used to it.
But it can be very confusing for Brits too,
Yes.
When they come here and then they have to see the difference.
Systems.
And then it's confusing for Americans who go to the UK. I'm like, okay, metric system. What are we talking about here? Okay, we're talking about inches here. When you're talking about meters over there, or we're just talking about 12 inches right here. What?
I think like US is like the only one that uses inches and feet, because like in Africa they use meters.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know that too. So my brother told me, because we're talking about height, and he was like 2 meters, and like that's how they measure. What do they use in Jamaica?
It's a mixture.
A mixture?
Yeah.
So just
because
like
I grew up 1 millimeter. 10 centimeters. So I grew up knowing that. But also I'm saying, how many kilometers, how many miles, how many liters? So I grew up using both. And then I tend to go for, because I used to weigh myself in kilograms and not pounds. Because most of the time people are like, okay, so how much is a kilogram? I'm like 2.2 kilograms equals out to 1 pound. What are you guys talking about? Don't you guys know that? They're like, no. I'm like, why not? They're like, it's pounds.
There's just no pounds.
And I'm like, that's the equivalent. They're like, yeah, but we don't get taught that.
No.
And I'm like, okay, you lost me there. So I think it's both. We learn both.
Nice.
But earlier in school, though.
Yeah.
For breakfast. British food has never had a great reputation with the rest of the world. We traditionally choose hearty, comforting food, and that's okay. We need it in our climate. However, if there's one British dish that visitors really can't fathom, it's the humble beans on toast. Baked beans are a staple for the average Brit. Usually eaten as part of a fried breakfast or as a quick snacky tea, sometimes they're just what you need. They are eaten elsewhere in the world, but you'd be more likely to find them at a barbecue than on a breakfast table. No one else has taken this simple convenience food to their hearts quite like us. Number 1. What?
I can't wait. Somebody told me to go and look. I think they were saying Heinz beans maybe would be the closest beans to what they have. Because it's not the regular beans. So I went to the store and I couldn't find it. I was looking.
Okay.
And I'm like, maybe I need to go to either Fred Meyer's or not advertisement, but or the Korean store, Red Apple.
Oh, Red Apple.
Maybe I'll find it there, but I couldn't find it online.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, check out Fred Meyer.
Yeah, because I'm like, I want to taste this because it's just so and so far. Yeah, weeks. But this is the thing. How do you prepare your baked beans?
I don't cook baked beans.
You've never had baked beans?
I had it by someone else, but I never made it myself in my house.
And how did you get it from the person that they had it? Just the straight baked beans?
It was at a event that they were having, and they had barbecue in there. I think some barbecue in there.
And just straight baked beans?
Yeah, baked beans.
No, not Jamaicans.
What do you guys?
We have tomatoes.
Oh, she had
onions.
bacon in it. Bacon. Yeah.
Bacon? Who eat bacon? You see everything?
No, not you. They had. Go ahead.
For the bacon.
Doesn't do bacon. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
I bought bacon for the kids for this turkey. They're like, Mommy, this ain't it. But I'm like, get over it. It's still bacon. It's still bacon. But in Jamaica, we put it with codfish or saltfish. So we cut up our onions, tomatoes, just like how you cook up your fish.
Are you serious?
Girl, it's a mwah, mwah, mwah. And add that Scotch bonnet pepper.
Here's about Xenia. She talks about these meals from back home that she doesn't cook here.
Because but if you notice, they mainly come up when we're doing a video.
Yeah.
It don't cross my mind.
You're so used to what you usually make.
Yeah. And then not only that, I be only making it for myself in the house. Because my kids don't want it. And you be like, don't cook like that. I'm like, I'm trying.
Just like a little small for you.
Okay, because we eat it with boiled dumplings, banana.
Yes, I love boiled dumplings.
But yes, guys, so I want to try yours. Because I'm thinking the same way we love baked bean and saltfish in Jamaica, I think it's the same way they love baked bean and saltfish. And we just heat that Scotch bonnet pepper inside of it. It hits.
Yes, a little Mexican.
Yeah. And we put it with our ackee too. We put it baked bean on so many other things in Jamaica. Yeah.
You are British.
My mouth is. Oh, I tell you, I'm British.
She is British.
Listen.
What is the country actually called? The United Kingdom, Great Britain, the British Isles. So which is it? Well, the British Isles is a geographical term. It describes a group of islands including Great Britain, the island of Ireland, the Isle of Man, the Scottish Isles, and the Scilly Isles. Great Britain is the biggest island in the group and is made up of England, Scotland, and Wales. The United Kingdom is a political union. Full name, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. It includes England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. The red, white, and blue flag is the Union flag, or Union Jack, and is composed of flags from England, Scotland, and Northern Ireland, but not Wales. Got it?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Watch Mojo.
Lie. Guys, a lot, but one thing that I realized, guys, that a lot of us are guilty when it comes on to identifying which part is
Yeah, which
because
part.
we were literally confused,
confused.
until we did.
Everything was
I think
UK and London.
England explained
5 minutes, under 5 minutes. Yes,
Yeah.
we'll have that.
We're gonna link that one
Yeah,
as well.
it's a good one.
That's when we figured it out.
Sorry,
The light bulb came on. I'm like, Sin, how did we not know?
Because we were taught that here in America.
But we're not taught that, and majority of the world think that it's that way too.
Yeah.
You understand? So it
yeah.
was a kind of a eye opener for us that, like, okay, you're not gonna this. They're like, no, that's not. No. And I'm like, okay. So now we know.
Now we can correctly identify which part we're talking about.
Yes.
And we're talking about like
Very
the
cocky.
UK, England, the British Isles.
Listen, are we talking about Northern Ireland?
Ooh.
Are we talking about Wales?
Look at.
Are we talking about Scotland?
Scotland.
We're getting there.
Yes.
It's the girl Xee and Cyn, and we're running out of here. Time to go pick up the kids from school. Love you guys. Be good. Be safe out there. And we'll definitely see you in another one. Don't forget to give this one a big thumbs up because it helps the channel, and share as well. And if you haven't subscribed already, baby, hit that subscribe and come on in and tell us what you run in and tell us what you want us to react to next. Bye. Bye.